I spend a lot of time looking around YouTube just trying to find something interesting. Altogether too much time, I think. Anyway, I found something I'd not come across before. A concave earth Christian, and he was holding a live stream. I thought, why don't I join in and ask some questions? Well, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it? I'd like to say thank you to a fine group of people who most definitely do not believe in a concave earth. To all my patrons, including new patrons Jason Blackford, Colin Field, Scott Emmett O'Donnell, Irish Dublin, Bob Yake and Kerry Mack, and my latest patron, Brainery. Thank you all so very much. This guy is a prolific live streamer. He can hold several streams in a day. I was hopeful that I'd be able to get in there and get one or two questions noticed and hopefully answered. As I opened his stream, I noted it had been running for 42 minutes, and with me in there were now 2 viewers. So I got stuck straight in and I asked, what is truth and is there any evidence for his concave earth?
Or dark or evil, or whatever the extent is. So what we got here, is there evidence for a concave earth? I'm liking these questions so far. Don't change now, Mr. Sensible. You seem totally awesome, troll or not.
What a wise man. Totally awesome I am.
The evidence for concave earth, the single best bit of evidence. If we now as a group of people thought, and this is like ingenious and I didn't think it up, but it's smart and it's perfect. The plumb bob experiment. So we're told of it happening twice, but the idea for it goes way back because a genuine person might have cottoned onto that technique, that idea, before the 1700s. The elites and good men of the past will have known this principle too. The ancient Greeks will have known the plumb bob experiment. It's all been totally hidden. But then in recent times, they've popped out with the Flat Earth Society.
That will be the society who has about as much understanding of science as Anthony Riley.
Truthers, until truthers acknowledge it, and you and I, everything I'm doing is for everything for everyone. You're all missing pieces of the puzzle. You get Christ and concave, but you don't get jihad and the way the law works and the way the university. You're lacking knowledge, and the knowledge you lack is in my playlist section. So what's the evidence of concave earth? Is the plumb bob experiment.
Well, not so much, my very relaxed friend. The plumb bob experiment, or Schiehallion experiment, was an attempt to try and calculate the density of the Earth by using a plumb bob and seeing how much it was deflected by a mountain.
The divergence, it basically disproves that we're on the outside of a globe, and it proves that we're on the inside of concave Earth.
Well, not so much. Perhaps you have something else.
And the star trail phenomena just destroys flat Earth theory. There's no possible flat Earth model. Flat Earth's just a big silly trap prelim. I sympathise. I fell for it. I lacked knowledge. I didn't know star trails don't work on flat Earth.
But you do now. I'm impressed.
Gravity's fictional. There's various other little forces going on inside the atmosphere of the ether. Flat Earth for them. How do star trails work on concave Earth? To put it simply, bro.
Oh yes, simple would be good.
Star trails and what's called the axis of evil, which is the cosmic background microwave radiation.
The axis of evil? What? Iran, Iraq and North Korea? This is the WMAP map of the universe showing the pattern of the cosmic background radiation. It's microwave radiation. It's not good, it's not evil. It just is.
They are both showing concave Earth, because that's the truth. So they flip it inside out and then present it to the world and say, The stars are on the outside, and this cosmic background radiation is showing that Earth's at the centre when it's not. Earth's the outer edge, they flipped it inside out.
Well, technically, any place you're sat in the universe is the centre of the universe as it goes on an infinite distance. However, I think it's a big ask to imply that the entire universe is within the Earth. So following up on this, I ask our guru here where the stars are.
Whereas really, the stars are inside, they're smaller, they're doing small distances around a perfectly centralised heaven.
I wish I hadn't asked.
It's a ball, Earth, not a ball.
Very deep. They've got a page in the Reader's Digest for people like you.
If you just think of spheres within spheres, like an onion, but perfect spheres. So God created an octahedron, which is like a pyramid on top of a pyramid, and then there's a ball encompassing that, encapsulating it, going around it. And then there's just more balls.
So a load of balls.
And the Earth is like one of these last balls. And inside it, there's the atmosphere, which it's pretty perfect other than the land bumping up above sea level. And then the inside of the atmosphere is touching the firmament, and then there's various different layers till it gets inside to heaven. The stars are in one onion layer, one sphere.
Layers! Onions have layers.
I decide to move things on and ask about the moon.
The moon, the moon's in the firmament too, There might be 2 layers, there might be, like 3 layers, and the moon's in the one closest out to us, and then the stars are in the next one in. But I'll be honest, it's for me always been like the hardest thing to try, like, figure out cycles. And
well, I appreciate his honesty that he finds the moon hard to explain. For some reason, he then starts waffling about his ex-partner, and so I've asked him a question about if NASA is fake or not.
My ex seems to actually. She's at war with me. She's kind of mirroring LSC and dropping his name. She's not half as hateful towards LSC as she is to me.
Never mind your ex. What about NASA?
So I like honesty. Man, I like that you're genuine if you are, because it's so hard to tell, Mr. Sensible.
I feel kind of bad now.
We're in concave Earth. That therefore means that they probably didn't go to the moon. But no, they didn't go to the moon. They probably haven't sent anything to Mars. And Mars will be absolutely tiny. You've got to have the concave Earth and Christian mind.
I decide to come clean.
You're a glober. Ask us some questions quick then, bro.
Oh, cool. He's not phased. Good man.
Just fire a few down and I'll just go through them. As if you're a glober. People that rule this world are satanic, and they wanted to flip everything round and they make everything backwards, turn everything inside out.
Well, I thought it was you that wanted to turn everything inside out so that everything is inside the earth. So I had decided to ask you a question about food.
Do you think we should be banned from us eating? Not banned, we should have the free will. They are there, and we shouldn't want to exterminate them because they're not clean food.
Not clean food? I've asked about shellfish, pork and cheese.
It's part of the system. It's not for us to eat. God's made it clear, don't eat shellfish, duck, pork. I think cheese is probably okay.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I eat cheese, I don't eat shellfish and pork, if that answers anything. We should allow people the right to go and sin if they want to.
Excellent. Well, as soon as we're done here, I'm off to do some sinning.
join, be a Christian concave, embrace it, love the truth and the help, be one of us in the family of God. Right then, don't, whether you take the mark of the beast or the guillotine or whatever, you like the Matrix instead of the family of God.
Okay, this is starting to get weird.
Do I accept science? There's real science, and then there's pseudoscience.
Aha! Mr. Anthony Riley knows about that.
So it's our job to discern what's science and not. But you've got to understand that science is God's, and God's to give, and God's to allow you or want you or advise you to play with.
So I'll see if I can get a clear answer to what is the difference between science and pseudoscience.
This is the thing, that everyone's so new age and so science-based that the concept of hell is just... They're alive in a system. Light swings past and the plants just grow every year. And they're in hysterics at the thought of there being a God in there when it's obvious that it is being hidden from being in there and that they've flipped it inside out. It all starts to just get insane. But when you're a born again Christian, you're not insane. You look around, you see that the other born agains aren't insane and that everyone else is. And then you've got the feminists that want to seek power because they feel like I'm being looked at like I'm weak and have no power or something.
And as my question of science versus pseudoscience so very obviously leads to feminism, I decide to get out of there. Well, I'm not really sure that I learnt much from our discussion, but he was very polite and did try and answer every question, so I'll give him kudos for that. I'm not going to provide a link to his channel, although I'm sure that anyone could find it. When I joined, I doubled his audience, so I don't want the poor guy absolutely swamped. Let's leave him be. I hope you've all enjoyed today. It's been a little different. Until next time, stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.